Hi guys, my name is Nonema Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about the state and what they are doing to Gwabini. But before we do that, guys, please make sure you do not forget to like, to share, to comment. And most importantly, please make sure you are subscribed on the channel. Please make sure you are watching the videos up until the end and you are watching the ads that are coming through. When you're doing that, you'll be supporting this channel financially and in numbers. Thank you so much. You are really appreciated. Now, let's get into this. Every trial has a turning point, a moment where one side stops fighting the defense and starts fighting itself. So today, that moment is called Gwabini, the witness the state is now trying to destroy, even though he is the spine of their own story. Let's talk about self-inflicted wounds. Let's talk about a prostitution bleeding out on its own blade, because we are not going to run away from this. Gwabini is the backbone of the story that Constable Zungu created and said, created, fabricated, generated, whatever you may want to call it. He said that there was an invitation from Gwabini to him, and then also Makosonke, and then there were other homeboys from Kwanongoma that were sitting together. It's strange that Constable Zungu says they are from Kwanongoma. Quite strange, don't you think? Because his father came and said, we are from Emahlabatini, hayi Kwanongoma. So this goes back to what accused number one said, saying that we did not grow up with him. We did not grow up with him. I didn't know him. I knew him in 2017. It goes back to that. So now when his father comes and says, he did not grow up there, he used to visit. So chances are abanye abantwana did not know him. Especially if uSbiya, I choose number one, naye ngama-holiday would go to his mom's side of the family. And if it's not in the same skodi or village, then that means bebengabonani. And then it gets worse. Constable Zungu is known by Usifiso Zungu, but they've seen each other back in the late 90s, 1998 to be specific. And then again in 2017, same year, I choose number one meets him. So I wonder when exactly was it when I choose number one met him in 2017? Because it seems as if it's the same day they met again, no Gwabini, because they found Gwabini in a late mall. Okay. Anyway, coming back to what, let me not digress, and I digress. Coming back to what we are talking about, why the state is setting its own case on fire. Let's deal with that, because the state is just setting its own case on fire right now. Okay. The state is in panic mode. They see the chain of custody collapsing. They see Mosia contaminated the scene. They see Mangena conceding the unthinkable, that their science may be tainted. So what do? They grab the nearest witness and start stabbing. And that witness is their own man. Their own man, Gwabini, because they said Gininda is the one that preferred, that kept on saying Gwabini this, Gwabini that. In that courtroom, it was Gininda, nobody else. It was Gininda who kept on mentioning Gwabini. So Gwabini is their very own witness. This is not strategy. This is legal suicide attempt, and they are not even aware. For people that were called black excellence, intelligent, etc., smart, brilliant. Is this what you call brilliant, smart, intelligent, etc.? What they are doing? No, it can't be. Can't be. What we are seeing here is one thing, legal suicide attempt. That's what we are seeing. But okay, let's move. And you know what? The reason this is a catastrophic blunder is as follows. The state thinks tearing Gwabini apart will stop the defense's momentum. That's where they are mentally. That is where they are mentally. But In law, it does the exact opposite, because the moment the state discredits Gwabini, they destroy the integrity of their own meeting. They destroy their own timeline. They destroy their own narrative. You cannot disown your own witness and still demand the court believe the story he built. Because uGwabini is part of the creation or fabrication created by Zungu on his name. So if they want to dismantle him, they are dealing with their own. I don't think they thought about that very well. None of them came to Njulap Topo vibes. Do you understand? That is not prosecution. That alone is not prosecution, guys. You cannot disown your own witness and still demand the court to believe the story he built or the story that was built around him. That's desperation dressed as argument. That's what it is. And I'm sure the appeal court won't even break a sweat when it comes to this case, especially under Ujadrata. A lot went wrong. A lot went wrong. Appeal judges don't shout. They don't argue. They don't trade insult. That's not what they do. They simply flip to the script and say, you contradicted yourselves, case reversed. Because the law is brutal in its simplicity. If the state story doesn't survive its own witnesses, no conviction can survive appeal. The state is just cracking. It's collapsing in HD with a full audio record and a defense team caving the timestamps. That is what is happening here. And I don't think these people are watching closely, because desperation is what is driving them right now, and they can't even see the current blunders they are making. They made blunders before, and currently they are busy making more blunders, and they are blind to see that, because now it's one man on his own. Everyone is about his own career right now, and it's not looking pretty. It's not. And do you know what I like? The defense is silent, right? Devastating trap, ne? While the state is emotional, failing, swinging at shadows, the defense is doing the calmness, coldest thing imaginable. They are building an appellate masterpiece, contradiction by contradiction, inconsistency by inconsistency, self-destruction by self-destruction. But because this is what we are dealing with here, from the first witness to the last witness of the state, that is those three things we dealt with: contradiction by contradiction, inconsistent by inconsistent, self-destruction by self-destruction. Those three pieces, they are there. You find them. Without even looking hard, you will find them. And when this goes up on appeal, the judges won't see chaos. They will see a prosecution that imploded from inside. You don't need new evidence to overturn a case, just a record infected with contradiction, and the state is proving that for free. And that is good for the defense. That one is excellence for the defense. And right now, the execution line is clear, guys. So that is what we are not going to run away from. Let me give you a savage, unvarnished truth. Trying to destroy Gwabini might save the state from embarrassment today, but it guarantees annihilation tomorrow. This isn't damage control. This isn't controlled detonation, except the state forgot to step back. When the dust settles, it won't be Gwabini lying in rooms. It will be the state's entire case. You watch. Watch and learn. You will see what will happen. It's not even funny. Right now, they are working violently in this scorching weather. They are violently working, trying everything, doing interviews. media coverages, etc., to dismantle Gwanini. And in the meantime, it is dismantling them. That's a sure thing. That's what the state is dealing with right now. Frustration from all angles of frustration, and it's not nice. It's absolutely not nice, and I understand where they are coming from. I really do. So, guys, I don't know about you, but all I'm saying is that let's be patient. Let's wait and see what's going to happen. Let's wait and see for January the 19th what's going to happen. And all of that change is going to come play out here. It will come to play. You watch. Just watch and learn what's going to happen. What are your thoughts when it comes to all of this? I will see you on our next video. Bye-bye.